Greetings Bond fans. So after a 5-year wait, IO Interactive have finally released their first trailer of the upcoming 007 video game titled First Light, which honestly I keep forgetting because it's not as distinctive as Bloodstone or Nightfire or GoldenEye. You know, that's instantly recognizable, and this I constantly have to remind myself what the title of the actual game is. But anyway, I have some thoughts to share on it. I have to be honest, I wasn't initially as blown away as I've seen most Bond fans to be, and I think to me, a large portion of the fun of playing a James Bond video game is the feeling and experience of actually being James Bond himself. And, well,
let's give him one.
If someone were to send me a screenshot of just this, with no context, I would be like, what is this? Is this Nathan Drake? Or did someone decide to create me in The Sims or something? Or what? This reveal did not immediately scream James Bond to me. And I understand at the moment there's no actor portraying Bond. They can't go around presenting Daniel Craig in a Bond game anymore, nor is there anyone new yet to go by. And yeah, I have been receiving messages on Instagram when that teaser silhouette was revealed and people were sending me messages saying, "Hey, I didn't know you were starring in the new James Bond video game, but I'm sorry to either disappoint or relieve you." But it's actually the actor Patrick Gibson that they chose the likeness of for this particular incarnation of 007. Who was never really linked to James Bond, but in a way he's a pretty safe choice. And you got to appreciate the little scar as a nice reference to the original Fleming character. They are clearly going for an origin story of a younger Bond that has to earn his 00 status. I just still have to warm a little bit to this particular guy being James Bond. That said though, what did get me excited more is that the developers clearly seem to have done their homework. Immediately it starts with a reference to Bond's parents.
His parents cut their own rope to save him. He watched them fall, then found his way off that mountain. He was 11 years old.
Which we Bond fans know is part of the character's background in the books and also sometimes referenced in the films.
We're both orphans, James. But where your parents had the luxury of dying in a climbing accident, mine survived the British betrayal.
The attention to detail is there. This room is clearly recognizable as M's room as seen in the Daniel Craig films. M is back to being female though, it seems, and there is also this new character who supposedly is going to be a mentor to Bond by the name of Greenway, who is going to be played by Lenny James, who I think is an interesting casting choice, and I'm very curious to see what they are going to do with him.
What he did in Iceland.
What he did in Iceland was insubordination.
At least he's already spot on about Iceland. As you get into the trailer though, the Bond elements and fan service is just off the charts. So much references which clearly seem to be targeted towards Bond fans. Not just getting the Omega watch and the clear classic Q gadget scenes in there, but also more subtle references like the chess match of From Russia with Love and images of scuba diving that seem reminiscent of Thunderball, as is the pink Connery-esque summer shirt or this shirt which seems to be the one worn in Casino Royale by Daniel Craig. And also some clear Live and Let Die references with the alligators and the downloadable Live and Let Die turtleneck that of course was later also paid tribute to in the promotional material of Spectre. Of course they blow out the Majesty's theme again, which should have made it feel very fresh and exciting had it not been for the fact that we've already had a lot of Majesty's theme in the Daniel Craig movie trailers too. Bringing the Aston of Majesty's back is pretty cool though. There was also a moment that immediately reminded me of the upcoming video game Mafia: The Old Country, which was this moment. Here's the moment in the Mafia trailer. It's pretty similar, though likely just a coincidence with all these games coming out these days. Then there is also this moment.
009 is a master manipulator. Whatever the endgame is, we won't see it coming.
which seems to suggest that 009 will be the villain. Also seems to be an obvious reference to how 006 was the villain of GoldenEye. I'm very curious to see what they will do with that angle and how they will present it. There seem to be shots of all the 00s gathered in M's room too, also a more mixed group in terms of gender. I wonder if the other 00s are going to play a large part in this, or if it's just mostly going to be 007 up against a supposed 009 villain. There also seems to be this Bond girl who is featured more throughout the trailer. I'm not sure if the girl in the bikini here is also that same character or someone else, but yeah, it leaves us fans with plenty to speculate until the release. So overall, this seems to be an action-packed, story-driven, linear adventure that should make for a fun playthrough, and yeah, I feel like this was put in the right hands. These are clearly people who care and want to make a good and above all, fresh Bond game that has never been done before, the latter of which, judging by this trailer, they seem to succeed in. Knowing myself, I'm likely going to play this until the Platinum Trophy because I'm currently really into trophy hunting on the PlayStation 5, and seriously, I'm trying to complete every video game I own at the moment. Longtime viewers of this channel may know that prior to 2015, this used to be a video game channel based around the Grand Theft Auto games, where I would make 100% completion guides and walkthroughs of all those games. So if you are wondering, yes, I'm still very much into gaming, but now just without the content creation part of it. With a Bond game coming out now though, I definitely see possibilities to cover this in some shape or form. Maybe film my Platinum journey whenever the game releases or something. I'll have to think about that. So yeah, these were just some very quick initial thoughts on yesterday's trailer. It seems like a fun game, it definitely seems fresh, and in general, I'm just happy that Bond is finally back in some form of media again after such a long time. I wonder if this is going to get an online multiplayer, on which it would definitely be cool to team up with other Bond fans and play some deathmatch or online co-op or whatever they can come up with. Anyway, on another note, it's been a while since my last content, but that little image of my trophies on PlayStation probably reveal a little bit of what I've been doing all this time. But I haven't been sitting still. I have been sitting on a movie reaction of Die Another Day, which was recorded last month. I'm still in the editing process of that one. But I also am still sitting on a novel review, of which I also finished the book, finished a lot of the recording, and finished most of the script, but I'm still just in the process of doing these upcoming projects. So please stay tuned for that. Thank you for sticking with me, and I hope you enjoyed this quick little video, and catch you guys very soon.